It seems most people in China spend the majority of their time working. For much of the year, they work all day long with no days off. Are all Chinese people workaholic? Of course not. This is absolutely stereotype. Actually, China, without a shadow of doubt, has some of the most iconic forms of entertainment in history. In this unit, we will usher you into the colorful leisure life of the Chinese people. First, in this section, we will come to know the different ways of bodybuilding and self-cultivation for the people in the past, as well as some of the modern recreational activities. We all know that Chinese culture is rich in history and tradition. Spanning thousands of years, it is one of the oldest cultures in the world. Unsurprisingly, it has spawned countless forms of entertainment, many of which are still very much active and performed exactly as what has been passed down for generations. Here is a pic of some of the most popular traditional Chinese entertainment options and a little insight into their origins. The lion dance is quite possibly the oldest form of Chinese entertainment. It is typically performed by just the two dancers in a brightly colored lion costume. One person for the rear and one at the front, manning the head. In Chinese folk culture, the lion dance symbolizes power, wisdom, and good fortune, and is often performed at important occasions such as business opening events, special celebrations, or wedding ceremonies. Another recreational activity involving an animal icon is dragon boat racing, the most popular activity during the Dragon Boat Festival. This folk custom has been kept for more than 2,000 years throughout China, and now become an international sport. It is said that the races are also tied to dragons, which the Chinese believe originate in the water and bring good luck. Are you a big fan of soccer? If yes, you should definitely know Cuzhu, an ancient Chinese sport very much like today's soccer, but bearing several variations in scoring and play style. It was widely favored in medieval China, pervasive among all classes from peasants, soldiers, to intellectuals and royal alike. Lion dance, dragon boat racing, and Cuzhu are three representatives of these traditional leisure activities that were separated from agricultural production and helped ensure people's bodybuilding and physical fitness at the time. Apart from the above, Chinese scholars also choose some less intense ways to kill time and cultivate their minds, among which the four most popular are Guqin, Chinese chess and Go, calligraphy, and traditional Chinese painting. In ancient China, many refined scholars excelled in all the above four aspects of Qin, Qi, Shu, and Hua. The nationwide popularity of these leisure activities reveals that ancient Chinese people didn't only take leisure time for physical health, but also sought self-cultivation. As the wheels of history roll on and people become more and more civilized, is there any form of leisure activity that combines both physical fitness and mental cultivation? The answer is Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a form of exercise that incorporates elements of the martial arts, dance, and Eastern mysticism. The name Tai Chi in Chinese means slow motion shadow dancing or supreme ultimate fist. Practiced for more than 2,500 years, it is an effortless and rhythmical art that stresses slow breathing, balanced and relaxed postures, and absolute calmness of mind. Although Tai Chi is secular, it is deeply rooted in Taoism. The slow movements are believed to stimulate the flow of qi, control the balance of yin and yang, and produce harmony with the universe. The hardworking and peace-loving Chinese people have witnessed the great changes of China and the whole world at large. As a modern China has totally blended into the world economic, political, and cultural map, Chinese people are seeing an increase in leisure time as well. What do people in today's China often do in their free time? On the top of the list are shopping, dining out, spending time on the internet, traveling, and sports. This is partly the result of a growing economy, which gives people more disposable incomes to spend for fun. For instance, as Chinese tourism has been expanding quickly, Chinese people set their feet on more and more lands. In 2019, the number of outbound Chinese tourists has reached 500 million. The greater numbers heading to Europe and North America rather than Asia suggests that people are more adventurous and willing to embrace more exotic cultural encounters. Chinese square dancing starts to spread with the growth of tourism. For those who do not have time to travel, especially the aged, square dancing has become a must-do in their life. It is a very natural type of group dance with many different formats and styles. Suitable for all ages, easy to learn, no fundamental required, no partner required, no venue limitations, easy to popularize, together with the strong beat of the music. All of these features allow people to exercise in a relaxed and fun environment. Have you noticed that the square dancing has also turned to a kind of social activity? Nowadays, it is no longer exclusive to Chinese people. Many foreign friends also join this team. They take it as a way to make some like-minded friends in China while working out. When the older generation are busy with square dancing, the younger generation are immersed in the virtual online world. Internet-based gaming and other online activities have only become too common. Surfing online is so easy that 1/3 of the people get used to chatting or engaging in other business through their mobile or laptop apps. Streaming media is no stranger at all. An increasing number of Chinese, regardless of age, are watching shows, social networking, gaming, and reading online. The last decade has witnessed a marked increase in the number of streaming service users, which has now reached 514 million. These options of recreational activities are only the tip of the iceberg. There are many other forms of traditional or modern Chinese entertainment common in Chinese culture. Oriental dances, martial arts, Chinese opera, or have been performed in China for generations. And watching movie, karaoke, having dinner together, and tea tasting, these are gradually prevailing in our modern life. They all can present the Chinese way of life and culture in a more positive and vibrant manner. In the next section, we will have a further discussion over these leisure activities. And in the third section of this unit, we will pick up a particular interesting one to learn to teach our foreign friends. When we try to build enough know-how for expository writing. At last, we come back to our seminar to put in the spotlight people's life online. Take it easy. We're surely having some fun this time.